This is Tanks Vlog for October 29, 2017, wrapping up today in sports. A day that saw one of the greatest World Series games ever played. A game that was pure insanity, just high drama, non-stop action, just crazy, zany, back and forth. You never knew when it was going to end. It was just utterly amazing. And what's crazy is this is the same matchup that was from Game 1 with Clayton Kershaw, one of the premier pitchers in the last 5 years in the National League, against Dallas Keuchel, who also is one of the top pitchers in the American League. The two pitchers in Game 1, 3-1, neat game. Couple of home runs on each for the Dodgers, one home run by the Astros, and it was one of the quickest games ever played in the World Series in the last 25 years. And you expected to see some of the same tonight, but right off the bat, you could tell Dallas Keuchel didn't have it. Dodgers loaded the bases, scored 3 runs in the first inning. Added a run to fourth inning, and Kershaw's cruising along. He's cruising along. It's 4-0, and then he starts to falter. Allows 1 run, and then throws a pitch. Yuli Gurriel puts it in those Crawford boxes. All of a sudden, it's 4-4. But the Dodgers came right back. Cody Bellinger, who's had big series after struggling last 3 games in Houston. His bat's come alive. He hits a 3-run homer. And you're thinking, okay, the Dodgers got this now. So Kershaw goes out there. He allows 2 runs, and then Roberts takes him out of the game. You know, Dave Roberts has managed this whole World Series, pretty pathetically. I know he's a good manager, but he's not done a good job. He messed up with the bullpen, pulling Rich Hill out in Game 2. The Dodgers bullpen is taxed. You gotta let Clayton Kershaw try to finish this. Get at least the 5th inning. Get the win. To qualify for a win. You pull him out of the game, he can't win the game there. This is one of the best pitchers in baseball over the last 5 years. Now, I know he's struggled in the postseason, but you owe it to Kershaw to get out of the inning, at least. He had 2 outs. 2 outs. And Kenta Maeda comes up, and he gives up a 3-run homer to Jose Altuve. And we're tied again. And then baseball is a game of redemption. George Springer dives and allows a run to score. But in the bottom of the inning, he hits a home run that literally exploded on impact. I mean, how else can you explain it? That ball hit the wall, and just as that bomb went off, poof! And that will just about describe how Brandon Morrow pitched. And this is where Roberts got in trouble. Morrow hasn't pitched ever in 3 straight games. And he came in today, and it was clear. Clear as day. I mean, it was so obvious that he didn't have it. I mean, every ball he threw was bam, boom, bam, and all of a sudden, Astros have a 3-run lead. That skyscraper home run that Carlos Correa hit. I mean, oof. You throw 6 pitches, and you give up hard hit, shot after shot after shot. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. But the game didn't end there. The Astros bullpen, Ken Giles was terrible in this series, and so they've decided he's not the closer anymore. They've lost faith in him. So trying to piece together the end, and the Astros couldn't get the end done. And so the Dodgers kept coming back. Brian McCann gets that home run in the 8th, which ended up being a huge home run. And what happens in the 9th? The Dodgers come back and tie it down 12-9. 2-run homer by Puig. Game-tying single by Taylor. And all of a sudden, it's 12-12. And both teams pieced together The Astros were able to get the Dodgers out in the 10th. But the Dodgers couldn't get the Astros out. Brian McCann hit by a pitch. George Springer gets on base. And then Alex Bregman wins the game. Walk-off hit. Houston celebrates. 1 win away from the World Series. Game 6 after a much-needed off day on Tuesday with Justin Verlander on the mound. They'll be talking about Game 5 for ages. NBA, Knicks beat the Cavs. You don't really need to talk about that. NHL, Jets stunned the Penguins. Don't really need to talk much about that. So let's get into our NFL wrap-up real fast. It was London calling. The Browns had the lead at the half, had a lead in the third quarter, but then realized, hey, wait a second, we're the Cleveland Browns. We can't win. You know, I watched the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, before I put on the World Series tonight. And it occurs to me that cartoon, that is a metaphor for the Cleveland Browns. Because while everyone else gets candy, the Browns just get a rock. So like everyone else gets a win, the Browns got a rock. Buffalo Bills remain perfect at home, 4-0, beating up the Oakland Raiders, who just absolutely looked lost in the sauce. Raiders scored first, but the game went right down the tubes out from there. Colts outplayed the Bengals today, but made too many mistakes. Costly interception by Jacoby Brissett gave the Bengals the lead. And then Brissett, at the end of the game, when he's trying to get the field down, it took a costly sack. The Colts are 2-6. Do you realize their 2 wins are against 2 teams that haven't won? So it might be safe to say they're the third worst team in football right now. Patriots, they beat the Chargers 21-13. Travis Benjamin, what the hell are you thinking? That had to be one of the worst punt returns ever. Saints beat the Bears. Mitch Trubisky looked good again, but Bears defense, they kept him in that game. Falcons beat the Jets in the monsoon at the Meadowlands. Eagles beat the winless 49ers 33-10. Panthers beat the sinking Buccaneers 17-3. Jameis Winston, I tell you, you expected him to continue to be good, but he's regressed mightily this year. Seahawks, and here we go, the 2 Houston teams. First, it was besides the World Series, the Houston Texans found themselves in a shootout, and Deshaun Watson. I tell you what, there you go. There's your rookie of the year. There's your rookie of the year in the NFL. I mean, that was a classic shootout, both quarterbacks. But in the end, the Seahawks made the big plays as Russell Wilson worked him down the field. Bing, 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 bing. 41-38 final. In the reigns of Washington, the Cowboys drained the swamp, beating the Redskins 33-19. While in the Sunday Nighter, the Lions did everything in that game except win. 423 yards passing by Matthew Stafford, but when they hit the red zone, it was like hitting a force field. An unpenetratable force field. Let's run the ball. Oh, we got Matthew Stafford. Let's run the ball up the line. No. And you didn't get in the end zone. You shall not pass. Apparently, that's what the Steelers were saying at the goal line there on those goal line stands. And the line says, well, I have to run the ball. He says, we shall not pass. Today's 3 stars are Jose Altuve of the Astros, Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, and Blake Wheeler of the Winnipeg Jets, who had 3 goals and an assist in their beatdown of the Penguins. Today's birthday shout-out goes to the Devils captain Andy Green, who turns 35. And we take a look back 15 years ago to the return of the NBA to New Orleans, when the Hornets, at the time they were called the Hornets, beat the Utah Jazz, the team that used to play in New Orleans, 100-75. Eventually the Hornets would become the Pelicans, and the nickname Hornets would go back to Charlotte, in a crazy convoluted story of dizzying deals and wheels and deals and all around. Almost as dizzying as that baseball game today. So check out the story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.